Welcome all of you truth seekers and risk takers to podcast Live the Battlefield. Let's go jump today straight away into the topic of espionage. Topic very close to my heart, and for those who don't know, I spent subsequently a lot of years in state security intelligence services, a part of being in combat for 1800 consecutive combat days. I spent numerous years in foreign intelligence and military state security intelligence services. And today I'd like to talk to you about new phenomena. It's called Havana Syndrome. I know when you think about Havana, you think about Cuba, the girls, the salsa, the cha-cha-cha, the dancing, the old cars, 50s and 60s, and pristine beauty of the island. Perhaps some of them, they go back to the JFK, Nikita Khrushchev, doomsday clock was then, nuclear exchange, possible nuclear exchange, because the Russians planted some nuclear missiles in Cuba, but not. Havana Syndrome is related something what you maybe saw only in a spy movies. And as I say, I like to talk about spy movies because some of them, they're based on some reality, but mostly it's just pure imagination. So when the spy movies become true, well, Havana Syndrome. Like in James Bond movies, agents and ambassadors from all over the world are developing mysterious illnesses for which there is currently no effective treatment. Now, stay with me to the end. Is a conspiracy theory or the truth? As I say, I believe that you all seen the least one movie of James Bond, 007. James Bond battles a powerful uncovert organization that wants to rule the world, like in the novels by English author Ian Fleming, and subsequently in the widely successful movies based on that character. Ian Fleming, he's a real guy, and he was working intelligence then in Second World War. Exists a real-world equivalent of this group, or has the Cold War between superpowers continue, but with much more advanced weapons? Now the question is, do you know what the Havana Syndrome it is? You don't? Since 2016, many Americans serving as diplomats in Havana, Cuba, as well as their families, have reported experiencing unexplained headache, hearing loss, dizziness, and nausea. Later, just a little bit later, identical complaints started to come in from around the globe. The American government did not completely rule out the chance that this was some sort of attack for a very long time, but it was always made clear that it was unclear who or what was responsible. The so-called Havana Syndrome, which has developed among American diplomats, is not thought to be fault of foreign adversary, according to the American Secret Services. So the American says, well, maybe it's not a foreign adversary. Yeah, well, we're gonna find out. We're talking hundreds of instances of brain damage and other symptoms that have been reported by American diplomats serving in embassies abroad, not just in Cuba. The long-held belief of those impacts that they might have been the target of global campaign by Russia or another country to use some kind of directed energy to attack Americans have been called into question by recently published intelligence reports. The report claimed that there were more proof that outside forces were not engaged. In some instances, the US has proven that there are a misunderstanding between opposing countries, and the rumors that Havana Syndrome may be the result of American, you're correct, conspiracy. For the time being, there is still no explanation for those instances. They are just a puzzle. In 96 nations, the investigators looked at about 1,500 cases. 96 nations, 1,500 cases. Other potential causes such as medical conditions, inadequate ventilation and air conditioning, or electromagnetic waves are safeguard gadgets. Like computer mouse were discovered in many of them. Interesting. So, gadgets. More than 20 instances received in-depth examinations. They are not involved in the enemy assault in any way. Additionally, there was no proof that the enemy of the United States had access to devices that could cause the symptoms mentioned. Now, this is very interesting. According to CIA Director William Burns, the health issues of American officials and their families are not in doubt. He stated that in the future, care will be taken to guarantee the employees' health and well-being as well as their access to medical care. Now, let me share something with you. When I was in foreign intelligence, once when you fly overseas in foreign country, your government can't guarantee you nothing. Zero, except the salary. That's what can guarantee you. Even when you are working in your consulate and your embassy, you are not sure what happened, how did it happen, what happened, and when, and how. Again, it's going in a circle because you never show 100% that has been guarded, 100% bulletproof. Nobody can guarantee this. But according to CIA Director William Burns, they can, allegedly. Even though some studies have been done, the existence of an energy weapon is still shrouded in mystery. The CIA and other intelligence agencies, according to some current and former officials, where conditions are still unknown, did not adequately look into the possibility that energy weapons were used against them. I know, interesting enough, Americans will blame the Russia and let's just say North Korea. So you will blame the two countries which you are continuously saying that they have no capabilities, they have no chips, they have no electricity, they have no nothing, they are behind 500 years. But they're going in that direction. They're blaming the North Korea or the Russia. So what they did, they contended that more could have been done by analysts to look for some connections, such as those between suspect Russian intelligence agents, travel patterns, and the times and locations of symptoms reported. According to intelligence officials, analysts have given the prospect careful, though, and have committed extraordinary resources to looking for a potential cause. Analysts of intelligence agencies review incidents that were recorded on all continents but one not, Antarctica. Pre-existing medical conditions, the environment, or other factors are to blame for overwhelming majority of these. An earlier preliminary evaluation left open the chances that several dozen people, whom officials referred as the most severe cases, whose symptoms remain unexplained, may have been target of lone attacks. Interesting. Perhaps the Russians or North Koreans? But still, is it the Havana Syndrome, conspiracy theory, or reality? And don't forget, 96 countries, 1,500 cases. Let me know what do you think about everything. Leave that in a comment section below and feel free to subscribe, share, comment and like. Thank you very much.